It's the Full Court Press.
Throws, ends up,
Yes!
caught, touchdown, they did it!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Full Court Press. Jason Walker alongside Eric Franson. Welcome y'all to a July 5th.
Hope you have all your fingers and toes still intact.
That'd be nice. Saw couple of people posting it. It's probably not super original, but it's like, this is some people don't realize this is the last weekend they'll have all of their fingers.
I hope that's not the case. I hope you do have all of your fingers.
Yeah, so thank you for listening. Those of you who have all 10 of your fingers here on, and those of you who don't, thank you for listening on 106.9 The Fan, 106.9 AM, 1390 AM, or online, 1069thefan.com, or on the mobile app, the 106.9 The Fan mobile app, or listening to the podcast, which is also on the website. So a lot of different ways you can be listening, so thank you however you are listening. Lots to go over. NBA Summer League started on Monday. We kind of started going over that. We had the show. Then on Tuesday, there was nothing. But we can review kind of what happened on that day one, because it kind of started during our show. One, former Aggie was actually playing during our show. We can talk about how he did. Then another former Aggie played later in the day. Then the Jazz were playing later in the day, so we can go over that. Also preview the fact that all of that's starting up again today. More Summer League action going on today, both in California and in Salt Lake City. Also, and we'll also talk about, we'll focus a little more on the Jazz because there are the former Aggies, and we'll mention them, but we'll kind of break down a little bit more of exactly how the Jazz are, like, which players are standing out, which players need to be having good Summer League performances. Maybe talk about some players who aren't playing in Summer League and maybe frustration around that. Also, the whole San Diego State, are they staying, are they going saga? I wrote that off and forgot about it on June 30th, and then like 3-4 days later, it got a lot more interesting than I was expecting. So we'll talk about that today.
Yeah, it's I don't know who has the time to put these together, but I certainly appreciate those who do. Somebody got that clip from Seinfeld where gosh, now I blank on his name. Not Jerry, but his buddy.
Wasn't it George?
George, thank you. George Costanza.
I never even watched that show, but I still know his name.
George Costanza, he's fed up with his job, and he goes in and he tells his boss that he's firing. He calls him all these bad names, and he's a terrible boss. That he's done. He leaves, and so and somebody superimposed a San Diego State logo over Costanza and a Mountain West logo over his boss while this whole exchange is going on. Then George goes home, and he goes to Jerry's apartment, and there's a Pac-10, which is funny, a Pac-10 logo over Jerry, and Costanza's like, did I do the wrong thing? Maybe I'm emotional, and Jerry's like, well, just go back. Maybe I just go back, like it never happened. And so then George shows up to work the next day, and now people have imposed. George Costanza still has a San Diego State logo on him the whole time, but then you see a Utah State logo over one person in the corner of the room, a Colorado State logo over somebody else, a Boise State, a Fresno State, and he just shows up to work like nothing happened. Like, oh, I was just kidding. I joke all the time. You didn't take that serious, did you? And that's exactly what's played out with San Diego State. It was the perfect clip to epitomize what's taken place with the Aztecs over the last few days.
Yeah, it is just so confusing because, there was the whole, will they be able to join the Pac-12? Will they get the invite before the Pac-12 or, when the Pac-12 gets their media deal? But then they postpone it to like July 21st, left San Diego State hanging dry. And so San Diego State's all right, we're coming back. And the Mountain, I thought that was it. I thought they were going to come back and stay. Like that was, one of the titles of our podcast is that Mountain West or that San Diego State is going to stay for now. Well, psych. Mountain West, because San Diego State, they sent their letter to the Mountain West saying, hey, we're going to stay in the Mountain West. Like, nuh-uh, you left. Have fun.
Yeah, they're put in a really awkward position. And they were anticipating an invite. They didn't officially get it. And you'd think that if San Diego State was really that much of a target for the Pac-12, they would have announced that already, because that would have been an important part of their new media negotiations to say, look, we still have a foothold in Southern California. But that hasn't happened. San Diego State has not been invited formally. And this new media deal with the Pac-12 is still not settled. So the Aztecs are just spinning in the wind without anything going on in their favor right now.
Yeah, and I've seen some rumors saying that, there's the July 21st kind of, soft deadline that was reported that basically they're going to try and get it done by Pac-12 Media Days, which will be starting on July 21st. Then there's reporting they may not have it done till like Labor Day. So it's like, what? I don't know. I only saw that one place, so it's like they keep setting these deadlines and they keep missing them.
Yeah, that's not a great look for the Pac-12 at all.
So, and if that doesn't get settled, if San Diego State can't get that invite pretty quick, it's not something that they can't recover from. If they do eventually get a Pac-12 invite, it'll fix things long term. But if it takes 3, 4, 5 years for them to get an invite to a good conference, that could set the program back decades. Because then these not be able to pay coaches as much, not be able to do as much good recruiting. And
right, and especially if the rumors are true that were going around that said that the Aztecs would not schedule any future Mountain West teams. If you're an independent and you're not going to schedule Mountain West teams, you might get a few Pac-12 teams to play you, but your travel, holy cow.
Yeah, they're going to have
your
to go.
Next closest team you could play is in Texas, Central Time Zone.
Yeah, they're going to have to go all the way to AAC territory. They're going to try and play a bunch of Pac-12 teams, a bunch of AAC teams, Texas teams, Conference USA. But that's if they can pull it off. The Mountain West is very accommodating of independent teams like BYU, playing them later in the season. Not every conference is going to want to do that.
No, especially with the way a lot of these conferences are going to look now with this realignment that's gone all over the place. They're going to try to get in as many of their teams in that conference window as they can. So good luck, Aztecs.
Yep. Best of luck to you.
Oh, my gosh. 9315 on the Full Court Press text line. Will the Full Court Press have a rep at Mountain West Media Days? It would be fun with Pac Media Days the same time in Vegas. Yes, there will be a representative there. Our good friend Craig Hislop will be there in person. I don't know if he's going to be able to swing by and check out what's going on at the Pac-12 Media Days. I don't know if those are going on at the same time.
Not quite. I think Mountain West is like July 19th to the 20th, maybe the 21st. He'd have to stay there a day or two longer.
Yeah,
so.
Pac-12's a little bit later, but pretty close. But I think he's planning on coming back after that. Then there was an earlier text. How come we never see former Aggies on the Jazz? Just seems like someone would make it on the Jazz.
Didn't Spencer Butterfield play for the Jazz Summer League team a while back?
Spencer Nelson played for the Jazz Summer League.
I thought Butterfield was on one of those teams, though.
I don't know. He might have. But it's been a while. Part of it, too, is, let's be honest, Utah State in the last little while, well, before the most recent last 3-4 years, Utah State has struggled to create NBA-level talent.
Yeah, or at least enough buzz to get their guys chances.
Right, yeah, true.
You
Jalen Moore, he got his chance with Milwaukee. Sam Merrill, he got drafted somewhere else.
Yeah, I think there's been a few guys that I just can't remember that would have made it to Summer League and then just didn't make it, beyond that. Because the bar to getting into Summer League isn't super high. I didn't think Taylor Funk was going to be able to make Summer League, but he made it pretty quickly. Like, he seemed to be pretty much at the top of somebody's list to get on the Summer League team because he signed, like, draft day to go play for the Heat. So he was clearly, able to get into a Summer League team. So I think probably a lot of former Aggies probably made it to Summer League. I'd have to go back and check. Finding old stats for Summer League can be pretty tricky. But
Yeah,
I don't know if did J.C. Carroll play in summer league. Like I don't remember.
he did. I think he played for Orlando.
Because if you're a college star, you'll probably find your way onto a summer league team.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he played for Orlando. But, yeah, I mean, certainly there's an element of trying to get a hometown favorite on your professional team. But at the end of the day, the professional team has to find the player that fits what their roster needs are, and that just hasn't lined up. You can say the same thing about Utah and BYU, and Weber State for that matter.
Yeah, I think it's just they are using this to find diamonds in the rough. And I don't know if they always have a roster spot to find a diamond in the rough. Like, waste that potential of maybe finding the right guy.
Right. Or I don't think they're in the mode of we got to get some of these local guys on our summer league team just so we can sell tickets to our summer league games. Because certainly there could be a draw for that, but they don't. I mean, they're about evaluating talent and trying to get their team better, not so much in the business of just trying to sell tickets.
Yeah, there's a bit of overlap. They try, like maybe they would have tried to bring it out like Jimmer. He's like the only guy I feel like would have really raised tickets. But I mean, you can usually get that with your draft picks. There's
right.
a lot of buzz around these draft picks, which is why it's a little frustrating that they stuck Taylor Hendricks and Bryce Sensabaugh in the summer league roster, probably knowing full well they weren't going to play him. Because they're both recovering from injuries either late in the college season or during the off-season process. Hendricks has a hamstring injury, and Sensabaugh has a knee issue he's dealing with. And like in their introductory press conferences, they were like, I hope we'll play. And I was like, crap. They're not going to play, aren't they? And sure enough, they weren't available in Game 1. They're not available in Game 2. Probably not in Game 3. I'd be surprised if they play in Vegas. But they're on the roster probably partially because there are people who are maybe buying tickets hoping
right, because you want to go see the new draft picks.
Yeah, I was considering buying Summer League tickets because I was like, hey, I want to go see Taylor Hendricks. And they said, oh, yeah, he's not playing. Neither is Bryce Sensabaugh. And I'm like, okay, guess I'm glad I didn't pre-purchase my tickets, but
Keontae George is.
That is the key. That is the thing that made me still consider wanting to go to Summer League because he still is a major draw. And he's probably the biggest swing prospect. We kind of know what we're going to get out of Taylor Hendricks. Keontae George is the one you want to see and what kind of stuff he can pull off.
By the way, speaking of that, I know after we just told you who's not there, maybe that's diminishing your interest of going to see the Jazz play. We actually do have 2 tickets to go see the Jazz. Well, what is it? Salt Lake Summer League? What do they call it officially?
It's the Salt Lake City Summer League.
Salt Lake City Summer League in Salt Lake. So it's the 2 games that you get to see on Thursday.
It's not just the Jazz. You can watch Chet Holmgren too.
Yes, and wow, he had a great night the other night. So 5 o'clock game will be Thunder versus Sixers, and then the 7 o'clock game is Grizzlies versus the Jazz. And we've got a pair of tickets to go check it out. The games will be just there at the Delta Center. First game is at 5 o'clock. Second game's at 7. Stay tuned a little bit later on here on the show. We'll be announcing how you can win those 2 tickets. It's lower bowl, so it's not sticking you up in the nosebleeds. They're decent seats, about mid-court, upper end of the lower bowl, but still decent seats, easy to get in and out of. So we've got a couple of seats that we're going to be giving away later here on the show for tomorrow night's games in Salt Lake City. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, should be fun. Should be a fun evening. Be able to watch, like I said, there's guys on the Jazz, Keontae George, Ochai Agbaji that you get to watch, and the other prospects. That's the cool thing. It's not just the one game.
Yeah, doubleheader. A couple other texts coming through, 8968. Did I hear you right? San Diego State is out of the league? Well, they're in the league this year.
Yeah, they're in the league this year. Mountain West is saying, no, we're giving you the boot. July 1st, 2024, you're no longer in the conference. And that's what they're saying now. This is going to become a legal battle.
Right, because San Diego State, they're making all these media reports like we've noticed the Mountain West on June 30th that we intend to stay. And so they're saying we never formally said we're leaving. But the Mountain West a few weeks ago said, oh, you noticed us all. You went through the proper procedure to notice us. You used maybe some different language, but you went through the proper procedure. And so now the Mountain West is like, no, you said you're leaving.
Yeah. They said, you said we intend to resign.
Yes.
Congratulations for leaving the conference. It's been great. So it's going to become a legal mess. Lawyers are involved now. And so this isn't going to be a clean breakup. But if the Mountain West gets their way, they're going to give San Diego State the boot. Now, they are going to talk about it as a board of directors that will not include San Diego State.
No.
Because their president got booted from the board.
They got removed from the text chat.
So, yeah. So they'll talk about it on July 16th, which is kind of interesting because some people are saying, oh, San Diego State's going to get the extension after all, which kind of. I mean, say the Pac-12 gets their deal done, like the kind of deadline they've made for themselves is meaty days on the 21st. Let's say they get it done before then, and then they invite San Diego State. Well, then San Diego State got the, extension they wanted, or say Mountain West just decides to reinstate them on the 17th. Then, well, they had 17 days to hope that the Pac-12 got the meaty deal done, but they still got back in the Mountain West.
Mountain West is still saving San Diego State $17 million.
Well, they're saying that because they got that letter before June 30th, they're not arguing at all that they're missing the deadline. They're saying, yeah, you told us on July 20 or June 23rd. They're saying you noticed us then, so $17 million, please and thank you, have fun. So it's not anything about San Diego State missing the deadline. It's just you told us you were
These
leaving.
are the rules that you agreed to.
Like, congratulations, you beat the deadline.
You helped write.
Yeah, so you followed all the procedures. $17 million. We'll keep this $6.6 million, which apparently will go toward the $17 million, I think. It'll defray the costs a little bit. But obviously, San Diego State's not getting that money, so
No.
it won't make them feel much better.
A couple of the texts coming through before we hit our timeout. 5338, the 5338 Sports Re-Education Academy and Think Tank. It's a very formal name. Would like to congratulate the Birmingham Stallions on their USFL championship. They must feel like the teams that win the CBI or CIT tournaments feel.
Wasn't there a person like the XFL, like the XFL's championship team that were like yelling like, world champs, world champs? I was like, excuse me?
Of what?
XFL world champs. I tell you, the XFL and USFL champions should play each other. That would be interesting.
That could be interesting. That would be fun. 9315. Just think of all the money spent to travel in sports, in football and basketball, other sports, to go nowhere as an independent school from California. Most other sports, it's really not that big of a problem because you have a lot more opportunities to play schools, especially in California. Big West. You've got Big Sky. You got other options.
Yeah, a lot of the non-football conferences, at least non-FBS conferences.
Right. You got you got a lot of different options there in California in the western mountain and western time or in Pacific time zones.
And they might just do what BYU did, join the WCC.
Right. Yeah, it's another conference that you could play quality basketball with. But when you get into football specific, yeah, your options are really thin.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back on the other side of this. More sports after this. I bungled that one.
Elements has delicious lunch specials. Soup, salad, and bread for just $10 is tasty and quick. Elements lunch menu is full of scrumptious items. Wood-fired pizzas are an excellent choice that include barbecued chicken and the bee's knees. The fresh battered halibut fish and chips with seasoned fries is always a hit. And don't forget the fan favorite, Chipotle fried chicken sandwich. Thursdays, enjoy Elements house-made smoked brisket, casual or professional. Open Monday through Thursday, 11:30 to 8 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11:30 to 9. Visit theelementsrestaurant.com for reservations.
This is Ryan at My Mattress. We have some surprising but awesome news to announce. Purple, the rocket ship in the mattress industry, has purchased IntelliBed, the best mattress in the industry. We could not be more excited. The beds have yet to arrive, but we flew out with Purple, and seriously, this new IntelliBed Purple lineup, it is immaculate. We have the whole Purple lineup and the IntelliBed Purple lineup. Isn't it time to sleep exceptionally? Only at My Mattress, now partnered with IntelliBed Purple.
Copiers, printers, service, and supplies are just the beginning. Les Olson IT is the premier source for your business's structured cabling, IT, software, telephones, and security systems. We partner with you to find the ideal solution to all of your office technology needs. Tell us your goals and we'll get you there. Find out more at lesolson.com.
Les Olson IT.
Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat, the Allergy Clinic and Hearing Aid Center are conveniently located at 2 locations, North Logan inside the new Three Peaks Medical Plaza and Providence on Gateway Drive. Doctors Benyon, Blotter, and Robinette, along with the entire staff, have over 75 years of combined medical experience, guaranteeing your family the very best patient care. Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat serves all of northern Utah and southern Idaho and accepts most insurance products, including SelectMed. Go to CacheValleyENT.com for appointments and details. Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat, North Logan and Providence.
At Cache Valley Bank, we are celebrating our pioneers and their contributions to shaping our great state. Join us as we celebrate the Days of 47 with our promotion. From now until July 31st, you can receive a 4.7 annual percentage yield on an 18-month certificate of deposit, or a 4% annual percentage yield on an 1847-day certificate of deposit. Come visit us or give us a call to learn more and be part of the celebration. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC. No minimum balance required. Early withdrawal penalty may apply.
When a tiny drop causes a ripple and becomes a wave, it travels through all corners of the planet, sustains all forms of life, and provides streams of wonder, rivers of adventure, and oceans of discovery. One drop connects us all. Reserve your visit now to Loveland Living Planet Aquarium, a nonprofit organization.
The Doug Gottlieb Show.
Is there a doctor here?
Listen.
If he's going to be a backup, that's fine. If they're going to get another dude who can create shots, fine. What? Chris Paul is a shell of his previous self. And oh yeah, by the way, in his prime, he got hurt in key situations. Now, after his prime, he's getting hurt every year at this time of year.
The Doug Gottlieb Show.
Weekday afternoons from 1 to 3 on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan. The Aggies, the Jazz, the high schools, the full court press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Welcome back to the Full Court Press. Jason Walker, Eric Franson. Talking the latest in NBA Summer League. San Diego State being in hot water. No, it's not because the Pacific Ocean is on fire. It's just because Pac-12 is taking forever. Mountain West is calling San Diego State's bluff and is potentially going to just boot them out of the conference, willingly or not.
Yeah, so Mark Ziegler, San Diego Union Tribune, great person to follow what's going on with San Diego State specifically, says that that the Mountain West has acknowledged San Diego State as leaving, and the Aztecs owe an exit fee. Even though San Diego State on the 30th, at the 11th hour, said, "Hey, just kidding." They pull a Costanza. We said we quit, but then we come back to work the next day and act like everything should still be good. We're just kidding, right? I kid, right? You hear me kid? No, not really. I don't hear you joke very often. And so July 1st, Mountain West Commissioner Gloria Navarez sends a note to San Diego State President Adela de la Torre. We will discuss the status of SDSU's membership in the conference at a July meeting of our board of directors. And basically saying, look, it's going to be July 17th. And you said you were going to leave. And you went through the protocol of what someone would do to leave that we all established, that you all agreed to. I know you said kind of a what if, or would you allow us an extension? But the way that you did that was the way that we all agreed was the protocol for leaving the conference. And you did. And so we took that and accepted that as your notice. Because, look, the Mountain West is kind of playing hardball here because it's happened before. It's going to happen inevitably. So let's just get it done. Rip the Band-Aid off. Let's call a spade a spade. You're going to leave. So let's just agree. You're leaving. This is the date. We can dance around this for a little while longer, but do you want to pay us $17 million or do you want to pay us $34 million? Let's just get it done with now. Yeah, you may have a few weeks in the wind, but eventually you're going to go somewhere, whether that's the Pac-12 or the Big 12. You want to leave. You're going to leave. Let's just get it settled.
Yeah, I don't think the Mountain West wants to go through a whole season of, on like August 1st, San Diego State announcing they've accepted an invite to the Pac-12. They just want to get them out of here. Just to be able to say, yeah, you're gone. Do what you want to do. Accept a Pac-12 invite if and when it comes. Yeah, they don't want to, have San Diego State in the back just constantly muttering about how much it hates the Mountain West and wants to leave and, pretend on their face that they both love each other.
Right. So here's the timeline. And again, Ziegler does a great job. The first letter from the San Diego State president goes to all other 11 presidents on June 13th. And in quotes, this is a direct quote from the letter. The letter was written to all the presidents to formally notice that San Diego State University intends to resign. But they were seeking some flexibility in some of those exit terms. And then it's just like, oh, that's your notice to resign, so you're resigning. These are the deadlines we've put together that you agreed upon. And I guess there's a timeline here, several letters back and forth. I guess 6 different letters. And it's gotten more and more terse, more legalese involved.
Yeah,
each phase.
It gets more and more formal and less personal and more, backhanded compliments and fake smiles and all that kind of stuff.
Right. And the latest letter, which was sent on Saturday, apparently, says that the conference is going to withhold a $6.6 million payment that's due to San Diego State this week in connection with the receipt of their notice of resignation. So basically, you're out on July 1st, 2024, and you owe us $17 million. So not only do you not get that 6.6, you're also going to owe us $17 million.
Yeah, so not going to be fun for San Diego State if they don't get that Pac-12. Like I said, all things end up kind of getting fixed if they manage to join the Pac-12, but oh boy, are they going to be praying that media deal is good and that it keeps the Pac-12 schools around, because otherwise it could be bad.
Right.
So, more from the text line, 8968. Says, how dumb was San Diego State to rely on a conference like the Pac-12? Now, is to start with condos for the Mountain West, or kudos for the Mountain West for standing up to them. Says condos, probably meant kudos. Condos to the Mountain West for gifting them condos. 9315, a couple of texts coming in. It says, seeing how the school from California, I'm trying to interpret this while reading it. Seeing how the school from California, I think, is going to Independence, who will be their replacement. I'm not sure if talking about replacement for the Mountain West or who San Diego State faces. I'm not sure.
Or who would be the replacement for the Pac-12?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where. Because for the Mountain West, there's nobody in the California area, in the state of California, they can really bump up to the Mountain West.
I mean,
and they still have Fresno State.
Right, still have Fresno and San Jose, so you still have a couple of teams in that in California and in the Pacific time zone.
So you don't necessarily need to. I mean, you obviously like to have someone in the San Diego market, but it's more that you're just losing a really good sports program.
Yeah. Another one from 9315. I'm sure there's a big storm of fans whining in Boise, Idaho, after in the middle of the San Diego State thing because they are still in the Mountain West.
Yeah, I know. I've seen stuff from, Boise State, shows and YouTube channels and podcasts and all that posting online, and there are segments like, where's Boise State's love for, are they ever going to get an invite? And they are, billowing up a storm up there in Idaho, just stewing over this, why aren't we getting our invite? We're clearly better than San Diego State. And why? It was like I said, I think it was either Monday or last week, just would you rather be a Boise State who is begging for an invite to the dance and can't get it, or be a Utah State who darn well knows they aren't getting an invite and can kind of live with that fact? Like, which is worse?
Yeah.
Not knowing you're never getting in, or being on the precipice of getting in, but also maybe never getting in.
So part of this could be, there's, I guess there's a few different ways to look at what's going on here with the Mountain West and San Diego State. The conference could be looking at just, hey, look, these are the laws that we all agreed upon, and we know you're leaving anyway, so let's just call a spade a spade. But another part of it could be just trying to create leverage and trying to keep San Diego State in place.
Yeah, maybe they just say, all right, if you're coming back, you got to promise you can't leave until maybe if they create a entire conference agreement that says nobody gets to leave until like such and such a year. I don't know if they could really pull that off or if anybody would agree with it, especially Boise State.
Yeah.
But maybe they do kind of create that kind of leverage. But, for the Mountain West, they're trying to make the most of what's kind of not a very good position for them right now. They are primed to be, chipped away at by the Big 12 and the Pac-12. And they're not playing around. They're not just saying, I think it was like Craig Thompson was like, we hope they stay.
Right.
We hope you stay with our conference, pretty please.
Thanks for the time, but hope you have a great opportunity.
Yeah, it's just like they're going to say, look, if you want to leave, leave. We get it. It's the Pac-12. Conference of Champions.
Well, $6 million per school distribution in the Mountain West versus $32 million per school distribution.
It's like, we get it, but don't pretend and don't ask for, more from us so that you can make it easier to go make more money. Like, they just want to get it over with. If San Diego State and Boise State are going to leave, get it over with, and let's move on.
Yeah. And if the Pac-12 is going to extend an invite, you got to wait until that invite has become official.
Yeah, don't blame us for your for the Pac-12's bad timeline.
50180, intent to leave is not the same as leaving effective date. This will play out in the courts and end up status quo.
That's certainly a thought that I've had, is that, I said it toward the beginning, like, this is going to end up in a legal battle and potentially in the courts where San Diego State's going to fight it. I don't know how hard the Mountain West is going to fight it. They don't necessarily have as much at stake here. They're okay. I'm sure the Mountain West would be fine if San Diego State just rejoins for a year or two. It's not really any skin off their back. It's just the principle for them. San Diego State, they might be fighting for their financial lives with this kind of case. And so it is very possible it just ends up with San Diego State rejoining, but the Mountain West could really play hardball, because if you're playing with a desperate foe, then you can, you can get some leverage out of that and get maybe something extra that you want. So this is something that's going to get more complicated and might be in a legal battle up and until or even beyond July 1st, 2024.
Yeah.
It would be really interesting, though, if they're still fighting this on that date and they suddenly have to figure out, all right, what do we do if the courts are still deciding, like, whether or not San Diego State has left? Like, what do you do with your schedule?
Oh. Well, yeah, they got to get that figured out next spring.
This isn't something that they can drag out in the courts forever, because it'll have real consequences next year. So that is kind of interesting.
435-339-0321 if you want to weigh in on the continuing saga, like sands through the hourglass. So are the days of our lives. The soap opera continues in the Mountain West. 9315 texting in. I love that our new Mountain West commissioner is not playing soft with schools in the conference.
Yeah, certainly. Just like I said, it's kind of understanding the reality of the Mountain West. It's like, I'm not going to pretend that you want to be here. I know that you want to leave. So when you say that you intend to leave, I'm going to take that as you intending to leave.
Well, it's an interesting pivot, if you will, because in April, she's wearing the San Diego State colors. She's at the Final Four. She's waving the banner of San Diego State with the Mountain West, and how great it is to have them as an institution. And a few months later, basically saying, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah. Like,
So it's a quick 180.
You could also say, though, like she's saying how great it is to have San Diego State, and then San Diego State says, yeah, the feeling isn't mutual. Goodbye.
Yeah, giving her the bird, saying, whatever.
So it's not like Gloria Navarez is necessarily the villain here. I know San Diego State fans would like to treat her as such, but, San Diego State's, turning their back on the Mountain West as much as the Mountain West is doing it. So it's like they're each giving each other the business.
Yeah.
So don't act like either side is the villain here.
No, look, it's in the Mountain West's best interest to keep San Diego State as a member institution. They're in a great market. They have a solid football team, great basketball team that helps bring great exposure and net rankings to everybody in the conference. You get Southern California recruiting opportunities. So it's all things equal, it's better to have San Diego State in the conference than not. But if they're going to leave and they're saying this is our intent to leave, then what are we doing?
Yeah,
it's like, okay, then go.
They don't want to play this charade. Gloria Navarez doesn't want to have to walk around San Diego State's bowl game, or if they make another run in the NCAA tournament, she doesn't want to have to walk around and be like, it's great to have San Diego State around, all the while San Diego State's plotting to leave.
Right.
Or in the case this next year, if they get the Pac-12 invite, they'll have an entire season where it's pre-Pac-12, and she has to pretend, oh, good, San Diego State, and then, again, doing a charade for a year.
Awkwardness, yeah.
It's very clear they don't want to do this. They just want to live with reality, move on. Congrats, San Diego State. You said you intend to leave by 2024. Then, yeah, we're going to treat it like that. Good luck. You are no longer our concern. We wish you were. It would be better if San Diego State were part of the conference, but that's not going to be it long term, sooner rather than later.
8968, you ask which I would rather. As an Aggie for life, I would rather just be an Aggie and forget the BS.
Yeah? Like, in the end, for Utah State, the keys are, can you get to a good bowl game? And with the playoff expanding, do you actually have a chance of getting into the playoff? And do you have a decent chance of being in a multi-bid basketball conference for the NCAA tournament? If you're going to hit all those, I think Aggie Nation's fine. Because we know what's up here. We're not going to pretend that we're national title material. Not like down south where every year it's national title, right? We're going to win the national title. Up here it's like...
And we got 3 Heisman finalists on our roster.
We have 3 future professional quarterbacks all on our depth chart at the same time. No, it's just around here it's like, yeah, we want a bowl game, winning record, 10-win seasons are great. Conference championships are better. Beat Boise State, beat BYU. Of course, you're never going to play BYU in Utah again. No.
But yeah, the standard for Utah State is bowl eligible. Try to get to and compete for a conference championship because that's been done multiple times.
Yeah.
So we know it's possible in football. And to go to bowl games, be relevant in the conference. In basketball, 20-plus wins, NCAA tournament. Or at the very least, NIT.
That gets you what you want. That's, small town college program USA.
Are there communities smaller than this who have programs who achieve more? Yeah, but they are very rare.
This is also a small program or a small town. So when we talked about earlier, Utah State's getting more than a bang for its buck.
Oh, way more. Way more. We've got to take another time out here in the Full Court Press. Before we go, let's give away some tickets. Let's give away a pair of tickets to go see the Salt Lake Summer League. I don't know if that's the official title of it or not.
Salt Lake City Summer League, I think.
That's what I'm just going to call it.
It's officially the Salt Lake City Summer League.
There you go. Okay. So I've got a pair of tickets, lower bowl, about mid-court. It's in the, we're not courtside seats here, but they're upper, lower bowl. They're good seats. These are really nice seats. So we're going to give away a pair of tickets to go see the Thursday session. So that's a game at 5 o'clock and then a game at 7 o'clock. So you get 2 games And not even for the price of one, because you're not paying for one.
Yeah, you're getting them free.
You're getting them free.
It's for the price of gas to get down to Salt Lake.
Yes. So you have to get down there and all that jazz, but I'll get you the tickets. Let's do this, Jason. We're engineering a contest on the fly here. So let's do this. If you can call in and identify a player on the Utah Jazz Summer League roster who is not one of the 3 draft picks that they just selected just last month.
So anybody except Keontae George, Bryce Sensabaugh, and Taylor Hendricks.
Yes. If you can identify anyone else on the Jazz Summer League roster who will be in action tonight and again tomorrow night, I will give you a pair of tickets to go watch the Jazz, and they'll be in the 7 o'clock game. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be playing. Who will they be playing on Thursday night?
The Grizzlies or the 76ers? It's one of those two.
Yeah, it's the Grizzlies and 76ers.
Yeah. You guys got to call in. You'll need to call in the number. I suddenly forgot the number. You have?
So 435-752-1069. And if you can call in and correctly identify any player on the Utah Jazz Summer League roster outside of the 3 draft picks that were selected last month, we'll get you 2 tickets to go see 2 NBA Summer League games in Salt Lake City. First one at 5, second one at 7. 435-752-1069. Only call in and guess if you can use these tickets on Thursday. 435-752-1069.
Ah, the T-shirt. It's the unofficial clothing of summer. We all have a favorite T-shirt. The Logo Shop has custom screen printed over 1 million T-shirts for teams, clubs, businesses, family reunions, fundraisers, marathons, bike races. One-of-a-kind designs with creative graphics, even funny phrases. Whether you need a couple dozen or a couple thousand, the team at the Logo Shop will help with your one-of-a-kind design. From concept to creation. Order your custom T-shirts from the Logo Shop.
The Logo Shop. The Logo Stuff. The Logo Shop.
For more than a century, couples have shopped at S.E. Needham Jewelers. Known for a large selection of beautiful diamonds, we now have both natural and lab-grown diamonds. You're sure to find a diamond engagement ring that will fit your budget. The possibilities today are endless as you select the perfect ring. Show her you'll cherish her forever with a diamond, either natural or lab-grown, from the store where Utah gets engaged. S.E. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block, at the sign of the clock.
Advanced Fireplace and Stove wants to thank you for voting them 3 years running the gold medal winners in the Best of Northern Utah contest. With over 35 display models in their showroom, their goal is to make the process of making your home comfortable and cozy an easy experience. With premier brands like Heat and Glow, Quadrifire, and Vermont Castings, they have something for every style, every home, every budget. Building or renovating, they've got you covered. Advanced Fireplace and Stove, where comfort is their business.
Experience Sunday brunch at Prodigy Brewing on Center Street. Churro French toast, beignets and berries, and everyone's favorite chilaquiles. A delicious combination of eggs, house-made enchilada sauce, tortilla chips, avocado, and pico. Brunch has an all-new meaning of tasty when you visit Prodigy Brewing. Served Sundays 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Prodigy's atmosphere is vibrant, energetic, and friendly. Whether it's with family or friends, Sunday brunch at Prodigy Brewing is a delicious experience. Prodigy Brewing, exceptional food, extraordinary service, and family-friendly on Center Street in downtown Logan.
Hi, I'm Jay Broadbent with Alpine Home Medical. I'd like to invite you to learn more about us. Since 1997, we've been Utah's premier one-stop shop for home medical equipment. What sets us apart at Alpine Home Medical is the superior level of customer service. We provide home oxygen, CPAPs, wheelchairs, scooters, breast pumps, and so much more. Come on down and get to know us.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Visit alpinehomemedical.com.
While you're doing whatever it is you do, we're testing, retesting, engineering, and re-engineering to keep up with you. We run together.
JM Mechanical is your local Trane dealer. Fast 24-hour cooling and heating service available in Box Elder, Cache, and Franklin County with a 100% satisfaction guarantee and upfront pricing. Call JM Mechanical at 563-6267.
It's hard to stop a train.
Following the local teams, it's the Full Court Press with Eric Franson and Jason Walker.
weather's getting a bit hotter around here. It's not quite blazing yet, but as it's getting hotter and hotter, it's more important than ever to keep your car in tip-top shape. You can get your oil changed at Valvoline Instant Oil Change across from Aggies on Main Street in Logan. That's where I go get my oil changed, so had it done like a month or two ago, so got a little bit until the next time.
It's good. Make sure your vehicle's running right when it's hot. It's not fun.
Yeah, and you don't want to get stuck in the blazing hot weather or the freezing cold weather.
No.
Neither is fun.
So we're trying to give away a pair of tickets to go see the Salt Lake City Summer League games taking place on Thursday in Salt Lake City. So the first game is the Thunder versus the Sixers at 5 o'clock, and the second game will be the Grizzlies versus the Jazz. That'll be at 7. And we've got a pair of tickets, lower bowl, center court. All you got to do is call in and correctly identify any player on the Utah Jazz Summer League roster who is not one of those 3 guys who were just drafted a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and some of the guys are 2A players, guys who were even on the Jazz roster last year. There's some names that you'll recognize, and I've got their full roster in front of me if you wanted to name off the most random player you want to. But
you might get it right.
I'm prepared.
435-752-1069. If you want to go down to Salt Lake City, watch some Summer League games, I got a pair of tickets for you, center court, lower bowl. 435-752-1069. So, speaking of Summer League, well, maybe we should go to the text line first.
I was about to say, go to the text line. There are some things with Summer League, but 2409. So I think the Aggies should be happy if they can win 9 football games a year, 20 basketball games a year. There's absolutely no chance they'd ever compete for a national championship either. And yeah, I think that's just about right. Like, 9 football games a year is probably a bit of a high bar. Of course, 8 or 9 wins is roughly equivalent probably to a 20-win basketball season. But I think the basketball team's a better program than the football team, so they're a little more capable of hitting their watermark. But for the football team right now, like they'd love 9-win games. Like the Aggie Nation would be happy with 9 games a year.
But Utah State has shown there are years where they'll win 11 games.
Yeah, it's usually like 11, 6, 6, 11, 8, 7, 4. They just keep
8.
They go like up and down. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's true.
So you go up or down by like 5 or 6 wins every year. But
4781. If you want the tickets, we are asking for people to call in.
Yeah.
Call in 435-752-1069 to win the pair of tickets to go see the Utah Jazz tomorrow night in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
2 games.
The answer was correct.
It's a correct answer. I'm not going to read it over the air.
No.
But that was a correct answer. So if you want a pair of tickets, you need to call in 435-752-1069.
9315 says, I say the Mountain West go after Gonzaga for the replacement, have them start a football team again. I don't even convince them to start a football team, but I think you could bring them in maybe as basketball only. I know the Mountain West is definitely interested in Gonzaga, but it's, a lot of conferences are interested in Gonzaga, so that's the trick.
Yes. Yeah, there's been a lot of interest. There's been rumors, strong rumors, things blurted out in public places that shouldn't have been about that kind of relationship moving forward. But the fact of the matter is, nothing is officially materialized. So they've flirted with each other, but they haven't eloped yet. So.
Yeah. Anyway, we need to take another quick break. So on that note, we're going to go to a commercial break. We'll be back after this in the Full Court Press.
Girls, us guys are always trying to score some brownie points, but we need all the help we can get. So dropping some subtle hints is helpful, such as your favorite food is Italian, you love the color green, and you want the ring from Jarek's Fine Jewelry, the place with the bright green cars on 930 North Main Street. Okay, so it might not be so subtle, but that's okay. Remember, we need the help. Make it special, make it Jarek's. Now remember, just tell him it's the place with the bright green cars.
This is Jay with Daryl's Appliance. Daryl's is hosting an Independence Day event like no other. Save up to 30% on selected appliances. That includes Whirlpool, Maytag, GE, and more. Double dip and save even more with Daryl's exclusive mail-in rebates of up to $600 on select appliance packages. Apply for 12 months interest-free financing, plus you get Daryl's famous service after the sale. Daryl's Appliance Service and Sales Independence Day event, west on Airport Road, open until 6 p.m. on weekdays, 5 on Saturday.
No matter what the conditions, DD Auto and Salvage can get your vehicle up and off your property. Now is the time to plan to make extra cash by calling DD Auto and Salvage and moving that old vehicle. Let them pay you for that junk vehicle. DD Auto and Salvage makes it so easy to get rid of your junker vehicles, paying you the most money possible. If you have metal, DD Auto and Salvage in Logan wants to pay you today. Call 787-1204.
That's 787-1204 today.
See store for details.
When it comes to home care, it's important to know you have a choice. If you or a loved one is in need of hospice or home health services, remember that Primrose Home Care and Hospice believes in treating the patient as well as the problem. We work directly with you and your doctor to create a health plan that's catered to your needs. Our team is devoted to providing options in the freedom and safety of your own home. Visit us at primrosecare.com or call to schedule a free consultation. Primrose Home Care and Hospice, your local hospice and home health provider since 2006. Forget the weather this summer with York Home Comfort Systems. Now's your chance to get local rebates, financing options, and industry-leading manufacturer-backed warranties on your new home comfort system. Plus, you can get up to $2,000 in tax credits with IRA 25C federal tax credit. Installing a York Home Comfort System's even more affordable. Maximize your savings and forget the weather this summer. Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning Showroom is west of DI. Online at advancedheating-ac.com.
The Aggies are number one here. The Full Court Press. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and online at 1069thefan.com.
You need a new battery, new wiper blades? I probably need new wiper blades. If you need them, Napa will make sure you get the right size for your vehicle, and they can even help install it. I've told the story like 3 or 4 times about me and my brother struggling to put wiper blades on his car. So
it's not. Some vehicles are easier than others.
It should have been easy. Like with how we ended up doing it, we just the main worry I had was I thought I was going to break the wiper blade as it came off because it wasn't moving.
Mm.
And I was like, it's always that situation where, like, you know what's probably supposed to come off this way, but you're not 100% sure. You don't want to force it because you don't want to break something important. You know, breaking the old wiper blade wasn't a problem. It was just...
You just bought a new one. You don't
I know, but it's like you don't want to break the part that it sticks on. Anyway, aside from my problem with wiper blades and how Napa can fix them, NBA Summer League, it's going on again today. It happened on Monday. Games continue today. Today's actually the final day of the California Classic, as they call it, down in Sacramento. Salt Lake Summer League will go on today and tomorrow.
Still have 2 tickets to give away tomorrow.
If you want to call in.
You want to go. 435-752-1069.
So tonight, there's actually 2 former Aggies who will play against each other. Taylor Funk and Nemias Queta. Taylor Funk on the Miami Heat team. Nemias Queta on the Kings. It's his 3rd appearance in the Summer League. He didn't do too bad in his last game. He had a double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds. Also 7 fouls, which is your yearly reminder that I don't think they have foul limits in the Summer League.
Yeah,
or at least they're a lot higher.
But Queta also had 2 assists and 3 blocks.
Yeah.
Overall, plus 15 on the floor.
Yeah, so he had a pretty good game, and Taylor Funk, he was a little less statistically dominant, 5 points, 3 rebounds, but he was plus 13 on the floor.
Came off the bench.
Yeah, which was tied for the best on his team, on the Heat. So, quietly efficient there for Taylor Funk, and obviously Nemias Queta doing his dominant thing. Been dominating in the Summer League and G League for 3 years. So, somebody play this man in the NBA.
That's right.
Seriously.
For the Jazz in their opener on the 3rd, great performances. Okay, if you're trying to win the tickets, here's some good time to perk your ears. Good performances by Keontae George, who was a draft pick.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say him.
Not allowed to say him. But Samanich played really well.
Ochai Agbaji didn't do too bad.
Played well. Of course, he's ahead of everybody else where he played last year.
Yeah.
And in the tail end of the season, became a rotation player for the Jazz.
Yeah, it's kind of weird why they're playing because, does he need more minutes? It must just be purely development. So
yeah, more opportunities to play. But we'll see what the Jazz do. I mean, they lost by 10 points. See what they do against 76ers tonight.
Yeah, not as many super talented. Oklahoma City's loaded with talented young players. So hopefully the Jazz will be at least a little more efficient on offense. And again, Keontae George, he's the guy you're kind of looking at because he's the guy.
He made some great plays.
Yeah, he made some good plays. If he keeps doing it, maybe he'll earn himself a spot, maybe get some regular minutes. But that'll be it for us today. Thank you so much for listening.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. The Portland Trailblazers find themselves in a difficult predicament. On one hand, Dame Lillard is a 7-time All-Star coming off one of his greatest years. And on the other hand, the addition of Scoot Henderson gives Portland 3 young building blocks in their backcourt. The Blazers now feature Henderson, Anthony Simons, and Shaedon Sharpe. As the team is currently constructed, it wouldn't necessarily be a shock to see the Blazers sneak into the playoffs. The young core has shown promise, and the team can still add some win-now pieces in free agency. But with the team still contemplating extending Jeremy Grant, a young roster in place, and Dame looking to compete for a championship, Portland will have multiple difficult decisions to make prior to the start of the season. Although it may be hard to part ways with the face of the franchise, Lillard turns 33 in July, and with so many teams still looking to make a splash, holding on to your most valuable asset in the hopes of a playoff run, that could be a dangerous game for the Blazers to play. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise.